In this hyperopic ortho K case, we have a patient who's got some central steepening after wearing lenses, but this isn't really carrying over into the patient's vision or post-treatment refraction. And I'm going to pull up the patient's lenses here. These are the lenses that the patient's wearing right now. I think overall we just need to do a steeper base curve than what we have right now. I also noticed that it's pretty well aligned in the periphery, and hyperopic ortho K seems to work a little bit better if we have a double gradient where we lift the IC control point up to about 20 microns or so, and that seems to give us slightly better recruitment of tissue towards the center of the cornea for better steepening. Down in the corner I see we have a little bit of asphericity built into the lens, and usually for hyperopic cases I would use minus quantities of asphericity. The plus powers are supposed to give us more central flattening, and we actually want more central steepening. So actually a lot of times I don't build in any asphericity at all, and we just leave it at 0. So I think for this case a good way to go about it is probably just go into the configuration settings and choose your hyperopic ortho K setting. I'm going to leave the prism off, and then I'm going to start with no asphericity at first. And then I'll pause the video while this runs. So now we have a more parabolic center tear layer instead of the sigmoidal. And then I also noticed that after running the calculations I had to manually turn off the asphericity, so I probably want to set that to 0 first and then go into the tools and configuration settings to make the new lens. So this is an intrapalpebral lens. This is just a corneal lens. It's not going to ride on the sclera. So if you want to bring the periphery down a little bit because you're concerned of poor comfort, that's okay. If it's a semiscleral lens, then usually we'll just leave that right up around 20 to 25 microns. If you want to tighten the lens a little bit in the periphery, I think that'll be all right. And this gives us a double gradient here, a little bit more central clearance, pretty wide treatment zone, but that should fill the patient's pupil very well and provide a little bit more plus power to the retina. I think you can make similar changes to the left eye along the way based on the patient's refraction and feedback. We may need to make some of the zones a little bit smaller or increase or decrease our topo demand, but I think this would be a good next step for this patient to getting slightly better vision. So hopefully that's helpful. Best of luck with your patient.